Good morning. This is Pastor Marvin Osborne with First Baptist Church of Birmingham, Ohio. We're looking at Proverbs 15, starting in verse 7. Proverbs 15, verse 7. It says, "The lips of the wise." What did we say? The wise. Wisdom is the right application of truth, right? He says, the lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. And so, the book of Proverbs is like a father talking to his child, his son. And so he's saying, son, if you want wise advice, if you want sage advice, you want something that is true, you need to go somebody who is wise. If you're looking for maybe what's wrong with your tire in your car, you'd be best going to someone who is an expert in that field, right? Not going to someone who is good at raising dogs, but you want somebody who is an expert at tires to say, hey, what's wrong with this tire? Or you say, I'm thinking about moving to Tampa, Florida. Well, you wouldn't go to somebody in Phoenix, Arizona to ask them about Tampa, Florida, right? You'd go to someone who is a resident of Tampa, Florida to know about that area. Well, certainly that's true in life. You want somebody who's been there, who's done it. But you know what I've found in all these years of pastoring and counseling and different things is that people tend to go to their friends about advice about something that their friends know nothing about, or they've gone about that in such a negative fashion. So instead of trying to find somebody who has weathered the storms of marriage and going to them and say, hey, we're going through a rough spot here. Did you guys ever go through that? And how did you guys navigate your way through this? And in gaining that advice from somebody who's already weathered the storm, especially they're godly, and you want to know how they did it and how they maintained and grew through that. But no, they don't do that. Most people don't do that. They go to their friend who has gone through divorce, and you know what their counsel is going to be? Get a divorce. You're going to be better off without that guy. You're going to be better off if you're just like me. Isn't that what kids do? Kids will get advice from their friends rather than going to their parents or go to the teachers or something like that. And they have their friends have such a limited knowledge of life that they can't possibly give them the sage advice that they want. He says here's the lips of the wise disperse knowledge. You need information. You go to someone who has that information. You want somebody who's been there, who's done it, who's navigated that, who's gone through that trial, who's come out on the other side. You see, if I get diagnosed with cancer, I want to go to somebody who's already been there. I want to know what to expect. I want to know which doctors I should go to and what things I should avoid. Is there a certain medicine that may cause me some kind of hives or whatever else that comes with adverse situations of medications? And so you want to go somebody who's been there and done it. So what am I saying to you today? God has put people in your life that you can glean from, that you can learn from, that it'll help steer around the troubles and the trials of life. If we only would heed that advice that they have. That's why the church is so important. The church, your pastor, the godly people within that church, you need to start eyeing them out, figure them out, who it is in the church that you could go to if trouble comes, when you need advice. Not everybody is your friend, and not everybody has the advice you should heed. He says, the heart of foolishness doth not so. The foolish is not going to give you what you need. But so many times That's where so many people turn. You have a choice. You can go through this life alone. You can kind of navigate through the life's trials alone, or you can go to somebody who's been there and done it. Right? You want to learn from somebody who's navigated their way through it so you don't go through the same pitfalls and the troubles that they went through. Right? Something to think about today. This is Pastor Marvin Osborne saying God loves you and I love you as well. And I'll talk to you soon.